I'll probably recognize her, and we are back for the second process to get her blonder. So what we have had happen is we took Taylor to this level, from level 3 to now level 7, 8. But it's a brassy color, and we were both aware of that. But that's the baby steps we have to take to going blonder. But now our goal today is to get her to that beautiful, rooty, smudgy look at her roots. Okay, we are going to darken up her roots a tiny bit, because now that we have lifted her, now I can go on top of this a little bit of a pretty base color. So my goal with Taylor's hair today is obviously get as much brass as I can out of this hair, okay? She is leaving for the summer, and we just want to make sure that she is content with her hair, she's happy with it, and she's walking out with a beautiful tone, okay? So I had Taylor go home, and it's been a solid week, okay? It's been a solid week since we haven't done her hair. I made her go home and baby her hair. She's done 3 Olaplex treatments. Olaplex number 3 has sat in her hair 3 different times in a solid week. Her hair feels great, honestly. It doesn't feel like I'm confident overlapping it with lightener. I definitely want to watch it a ton, but we're going to be taking a little bit of those ends off, just a little bit, just to trim up those ends a little bit. But we are now going to be doing balayaging today, you guys. So I don't have to go in here and foil her hair and put a ton of foils in it. I'm actually be using, let me show you, I'm excited. So I absolutely, you guys know this by now, but I love the MB Mesh. So MB Mesh, okay? This company is amazing, and I have a discount code for you guys if you want to start using these, because if you're a hairdresser, you need to invest in this. These are actually the big ones, okay? Look how big this is. This is amazing because I can actually get a lot of the hair into this one foam at one time, so I can make the process go a lot quicker. The other sizes they have are these little sizes, which are really nice if you're like highlighting the hair. But for balayage, I think this is going to be amazing. So I'm excited to be doing some balayaging to her hair today. But I'm also going to be using my Redken Blur brush. So in love with this brush. It literally has changed the way I balayage and the way that I hair paint now. Let me show you. So this is the Redken Blur brush. It looks literally like a makeup brush. I have no idea what the bristles are, to be honest with you, but Redken Blur, and I got this in a package that I bought at Salon Centric, because Salon Centric is the headquarters of Redken. I bought this package, as you can see right here, and what this came with is the new Blur, Redken's latest fashion hair color technique. It came with a bottle of chromatics, it came with my Blur brush, and it came with some Shades EQ, and the kind of fun instructions that it has in there. So I'm going to just get right to it, you guys. I already mixed up her color, but I'm going to show you what color I used and what I mixed up so you guys aren't left out. Different sides. I have Redken Flash Lift. I have 30 volume, but it's diluted down to 20 because I used Olaplex, and I used 1/4 ounce of Olaplex. Here on this side, I have Redken Color Gels with 10 volume, and these are the colors I used in here, okay? I used a 5NW Cappuccino. I used a 6N, which is Suede, and I used a 7 Neutral Ash, okay? Let me explain to you why I have 3 different colors, because I'm a huge mixer. I'm all about mixing color, but my biggest thing with it is with different, so I have a neutral warm, I have a neutral, and then I have a neutral ash, okay? So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get warmth out of this, but I'm also gonna get ash out of this, okay? So her hair is going to process probably more of a 5, 6 level, because 5 is more dominant than 7. So with that being said, what's going to happen is she's going to get a result of about a 5, 6 level at the roots. But it's going to be a perfect mixture, because with 7 Neutral Ash, I'm going to be able to get the ash tone out of the 7NA, and then with these two, I'll be able to get the warmth, okay? I don't want it to look muddy, I don't want it to look orangey, I don't want it to look brassy, I just want it to be a very pretty neutral color. So that's what I have going on here. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing, you guys, is we are gonna kind of just go in here and give her a really pretty base color, okay? Because now that I've lifted that 3, 4 level out, now that we have a 7, 8 level in here, we can now go in here and paint on a lighter color and kind of create a little bit more of a nice rooty look, okay? So what we want is we want to create that Rudy look for her, because honestly it's going to be more low maintenance, and she's not, I mean, she's still going to get probably a little bit of a line of demarcation growing in because she is so dark, but this will make it look a million times better. So I'm just going in here, I'm going about 2 inches down, and I'm going to just go in here and feather in and kind of just give her a really nice base. And then once I do that, I'm going to go and actually probably do a little bit of some overlapping with the lightener, because from where this ends, I want that to be really light. So I'm just doing the same thing over the whole entire thing. I am going to just take this color and kind of just give her a little bit of a pretty base Rudy look. That's our goal right now. So I already done the back, and I see the back processing, and it looks really, really pretty. There's going to be a little bit of warmth along with a little bit of ashiness. Okay, you want a teeny bit of warmth when you're taking a Rudy look, because honestly sometimes it can look too muddy when you're doing a straight ash. So this is a really perfect mixture. Now at this point, when you go in here and do a base color, there's no question to ask that you have to be able, like, there's going to be a line of darkness, but that's when you go in and just kind of balayage everything in together. So I'm going to just go through here and just do this all around the hair line, all the way throughout the entire head, and then I will show you guys how I'm going to balayage the hair. Okay, you guys, so I'm to the point where everything is completely, her base is all on there. And as you can see, this color changing. It looks super dark because it's wet, but it's going to be a beautiful color. And I already see the tone it's going to be gorgeous. So as you guys can see, we have a pretty harsh line. We don't want that, because that's when you see a really bad melt job. Okay, so I don't want any of this color right here to get any brown on it at all. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to just place one of these little foams right here, and then I can actually take this hair and I can put it up here so it doesn't actually get brown. Okay, perfect. That's what I'm going to do there. So now let's get ready to balayage. I'm so excited to do this part. So because these foams are so nice and wide, I can take a wide section. So I'm going to blend that line out a little bit with the comb. I'm going to take my lightener and I'm going to just place that kind of right throughout here. And you want to do a V angle, okay? So that's the biggest thing with balayage, is you want to make sure you leave out a good section in the middle, but yet you're still covering what you need to cover. So then I'm going to have those ends really nice and saturated. Circle that in, make sure those have a ton of nice product on the bottom there. And what I'm going to do now, so once I've created that V, okay, so how you see how it goes higher here, I want to go right here in the middle. And that's what's fun about this, you guys. You can kind of just be creative with it. You can place the hair where you feel like, place the product where you feel like it needs it the most, and you just become creative with it. Really pressing hard here, and I want to make sure all this is nicely saturated. I'm going to take my blur brush. And I'm going to take it from without any product on it, okay? There's nothing on here. And I'm going to just blur this all up together and create softness. You don't want any harsh lines. And this will save you a ton of time based on not having to feather with the brush. If you go in here and kind of just windshield wiper mode and blend that up together with that base color, and then what you do is just drag it on and you let that set. Okay, so I have another section. I'm gonna just blend out that base color again. Take my color board. I hold my hands down here and I make sure that's really nice and tight, okay? Then I'm gonna again do the same exact thing, place the product, and I like to add it in. I like to do both ends first because that way I can see the placement of where I want to go with it. Then I'll go through here and I'll kind of just press that on horizontally. Make sure I get all that really nicely saturated. Circle those ends because you kind of want the ends to have a good amount of lightener in there just so you have that illusion of lighter ends. I am doing a lot of product, you guys. Just make sure you saturate really good. Okay, now I'm gonna go right here in the middle. So if you don't have a blur brush, another option is just to kind of go in here and feather in really nicely with your brush, okay? And kind of just feather it just like this. But if I were you and your hairdresser, I would invest in the blur brush because it's incredible. Okay, now take the blur brush again and you're gonna just smoothen that out. See how that harshness, it's harsh right there, but then you take that blur brush and kind of just smoothen it out just like this and you blur it together. Just go up with it just like this and blur all of that color together. Once I place the product, I like to actually go on top of all the hair that's not covered with a lot of product and blur it all together so it is actually a nice even consistency all the way through. So then just take that board out and just let that place right there. And I'm going to be doing this all the way throughout the entire hair. Up around her face. Go right here in the middle. And as you can see, I don't have, like, there's some color that's left out. But with my Redken blur brush, I'm going to just again take that color and smoothen this all in together and blur it all in together. And I'm going to just go really high with it in the front right there so we have a lot of blonde around the face. And I really just am wanting to just soften up that line, okay? Then that's when I can go in here, put my foam down, and just let that set. Blend that really, really nicely. Okay. Get your board, place more product on the board. Take your section and go ahead and apply. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put color on horizontal so this is placed on there really nicely at first. And then I'm going to move up with it, okay? So then that's when I'm going to go a little bit higher in the back here, going on top of that base color. And I'm going to go really high in the front here, around her face. I'm going to go right in the middle. Take my blur brush and blur that all together. Okay, and as you can see, I don't want to leave out those caramel tones because they're a little brassy. So I'm going to go ahead and just soften that and go ahead and blur them together again. Same thing, you guys. Okay, you guys, so we are getting closer to the top and around her face, okay? So this is what I want to do here, is I want to kind of do the same exact method, but I'm taking it a little bit higher around her face because that's really important. You want to frame the face. My board and put it actually right underneath that base color, okay? And I'm again just applying all of this color, all of this lightener all over, but I'm going to overlap that and I'm going to go high with it, just right up through here, okay? And I want this frontal piece to be super pretty and blonde. Even if this right here isn't like a platinum piece, it's still gonna gradually go really light and that will be beautiful. Okay, and I'm gonna blur that together. And I'm very soft at this, it's very a tedious thing. Then what you're gonna do is you wanna make sure you go back with that and then kind of just let that set just like that. So, once you start getting a little bit higher around that face, you're gonna frame that face just a little bit more, and it's gonna just gradually transition very nicely and very softly. So this piece is super important because it's the very top piece of the head. So you wanna make sure it's like right on and it's perfect, okay? But I am going to do something a little differently here. I'm actually going to weave and balayage this, okay? I'm still blending in that harsh line, and I'm going to take a little bit and disconnect this, okay? So I'm going to weave a little bit of this out. This is the only weaving that I'll do here. And that underneath hair that you see that just fell out, that subsection, what I'm going to do is just place a little bit of lightener right on top of it. And I'm going to go high with that, okay? And I'm going to actually place my lightener right on top of that. Right on top of that base color. And this is the only piece that I will use, that I will take the lightener higher. Nothing else will be this high, okay? And the reason why I'm doing that is because you want some disconnection. You don't want like a straight line. And you're not going to get that anyways when you're blurring in the product, but you want to make sure you have a little bit of disconnection. So that's why I like to do that. I'm going to go underneath this and just make sure all that hair is covered with lightener. So that is going to be gorgeous. And now I'm going to blur that together as well. Perfect. And I'm going to go as high as I can, but I don't want to go all the way to the root because then you'll have a line of demarcation just right there in the front. So, then again, make sure it's all saturated and beautiful. And I have Olaplex in here again, you guys, so remember that. This is going to not necessarily not create damage, but it's not a magical wand. Her hair is going to feel a little bit drier today because we're overlapping, but nothing that Olaplex can't fix throughout time using the number 3 and also 2 doing Olaplex treatments. So now again, just right there on the top, I'm going to just blur that together a little bit. And as you can see, that's super soft. That just is very soft, okay? And I'm going to just take saran wrap and just place that right on top. And the reason why I like to do saran wrap is because it will hold in moisture and it won't dry out the product. Because sometimes what happens with lightener is once it starts processing and setting in, it just gets hardened and it dries up and it kind of flakes out. So if you go in here and you put in saran wrap, it will just keep moisture into the hair. Okay, so then that's what I'm going to do there. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to just take that little MB mesh foam and just fold that right over and put a little clip on it. Okay, you guys, so we are pretty much at the point where we are going to wash her out. Oh, look at that. Look at those ends. They look great. The hair looks good. It feels good. We'll definitely just need to trim up those ends a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to tone her hair with Redken Shades EQ 199V. I'm not gonna film it because we're just in a little bit of a hurry, but that's pretty much all I'm gonna do. And then Olaplex number 2. So I'll show you. Hello, we are finished and we are so excited. You guys, at first we were like, okay, it's a little golden still, which we were like, okay, it's fine. Okay, it's fine, it's a little bit golden because honestly, it is beautiful. Her hair, let's just talk about this really quick. Her hair is a little resistant, okay? And I can't complain about what it is right now because of taking it from a level 3 box color. We just cannot complain because this is why. We have hair on her head. We have it going blonder. Just look at that top color. How beautiful did that turn out? I am so happy about that rooty, smudgy base color. It's so beautiful. And this is what we really love right now is the fact that it's all one consistent color and it transitions very nicely. I absolutely am so proud of it. Here's the thing. We were both aware it's a little bit warm, it's a little bit golden. I don't feel like it's brassy, I just feel like it's warm, golden, caramely blonde. Trooper for the baby, big fat thumbs up for the cute little, and this mom wins like the Mom of the Award of the year because she's amazing. Turn all the way around to the back. Look at this color. We are so happy with it. I'm so proud of it. Look at that root color. Look how beautiful it turned out. And it's broken up. We have some beautiful highlights throughout the crown section. We also have that nice rooty look. So when it grows out, she will not have a huge, massive line of demarcation. So beautiful. Those ends got really light and we are so proud. Here's a couple things I suggest to Taylor. While she's gone in Ohio, away from me for 2 months, cold water, do not put a lot of heat on the hair. Olaplex number 3, soak your hair in coconut oil or deep condition it. Make sure you're only using a wet brush. She's going home with these 2 items today. All my clients always do. And also just try to do your best to make sure you baby your hair, okay? So I gave her a little bit of some rules and she's aware of it, but are you happy with what it is right now?
Very happy.
It's getting there. It is getting there and it's a very good spot. And we just did a little bit of dusting at the end, so we just trimmed it up a little bit. Nothing too big. And other than that, woohoo! That was totally fine. Hold on. No, look.
Okay.
And you guys, look at her. She is amazing. This is little Remy. Say hi, Remy. Can you say hi to the camera? Isn't she so cute? I cannot believe we were able to get her brunette to blonde, caramel blonde. We're going to do one more sitting. And these kids have been here and been troopers. Like, I love the idea of being able to have a home salon like this so we can have, like, her kids come. Because as a mom, you still need your hair done, but you still got kids. And when she has her husband out in Ohio, this is what has to happen. Anyways, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope I taught you guys something. Give this a thumbs up. Subscribe, and make sure you comment below and let me know what you think about her hair, and I'll show you the after pictures, okay? I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye!